All right, recording started. So nobody say anything inappropriate now, guys. We're going to start in 2 minutes.
Brian, you said you're going to send out those slides. Or how are you going to do that?
If Mark posts the recording, that will work. If not, I will post them in my group, or I'll get with Mark after and we'll figure it out. I know he recorded it. So
yeah, we're recording it, and not only that, if he wants to send me the slides, I can make sure that they're sent out to everybody who registered.
Cool, sweet, thank you. We will tag team that and get it out to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. One more minute for social media. All right, I don't think we had any casualties, but everybody stayed, so that's a good thing. Less than a minute for social. All right, 30 seconds. We're getting social in 30 seconds. You are here for Tech Camp 21. Social media, you are in the right spot. Thank you to everyone that stayed and hung out. Let's get this show on the road. All right, let me share the other slides and then we'll get rocking. All right, everybody, social media time. We are back. If you just joined us for Tech Camp 21 email marketing, welcome. Thank you for being here. If this is the first class you are joining us for, thank you. After this one, Mark is going to cover all the Realtor Family websites that you guys have as well. So make sure you stay and hang in for that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the email class. This is one that I'm excited about and even more passionate about. So we're going to talk about how to turn your social media habits into money. We're going to give you 10 tips that are going to make this happen for you. When Mark asked me to teach this class, he just said social media. So I am fortunate for that because he kind of let me spin it however I want. And what I wanted to do is really make an impact in an hour. I really wanted to make sure that I can give you guys something that you can leave here with and put into action. So my goal is I'm going to give you 10 tips. Each one, the first slide is going to be a tip. And then the slide after is going to be some information, maybe a screenshot, a picture, how to do it. But write down hopefully all of them, but at least one. Okay. I don't want you to leave here thinking you're going to do all 10 of these every day because it's not possible, but I want you to get really good at doing at least one of these. And at the end of the class, I'm going to ask you which one is yours that you're going to put into play. And all of them take less than 5 minutes a day. Most of them take even less than that. Some of them as little as 15 seconds. So regardless of how new you are, how many houses you've sold, what your experience level is like, there's going to be opportunity for you guys for sure. And anyone of any technology skill level is going to be able to be successful in this. So our plan of attack for today, we're going to talk about some social media stats again, because I always just like to start with the stats. And then we're going to dive right into 10 ways to turn your social habits into money. And then at the end, we'll wrap up with a summary. Most of you guys I know by now, I just did this before, so I'm not going to dive back into this slide, but I used to sell real estate. I sold a bunch of stuff and then I ran a big office. That's it. Those of you that I don't know, I'll dive in depth. I don't want to paint everybody through my boring intro again, but looking forward to working with you guys. And if you don't know Cindy at Professional Title, she is my connection and boots on the ground in Daytona. So get with her. I teach live and on Zoom every single week. I do a free Zoom for everybody in your market every Monday at 12 o'clock. If you're not already on that call, let me know and I'll get you on there. And if you have never been to one of my live in-person things, would love to meet you in person. All right, let's dive in. Let's talk about social media stats. The average human spends 2 hours and 16 minutes on social media every single day, which to me, to be honest with you, is kind of disgusting. It seems like such a waste of time, but it's the truth. And for those of you that say you don't like social media or you don't want to do it or you don't care, whatever, but I just want you to understand your clients are on there. So you need to be on there. You don't need to like it, but you need to be on there and you need to get good at that. And I am a big believer in that. Real estate involves a lot of things that we might not like, we might not want to do, But I have news for you guys. If your clients are there, you need to be there. And that's the same for every business. You may or may not like it, but if your clients are there, you need to be there. And guess what? This proves that your clients are on social media because they're on there 2 hours and 16 minutes a day. So you need to learn how to spend maybe up to 15 minutes tops a day on there to have some results. And I'm going to give you the tips on how to do that today. Social media generates more than double the leads from trade shows, direct mail, pay-per-click, and telemarketing combined. So it's a huge lead source. And if you're not milking it for everything it's worth, you better soon, because more and more people are catching on every single day. So if you're not currently generating business directly from or directly trackable to social media, today's class is going to help you with that. 20% of the world buys something because of social media every single month. So you might be like me and buy silly things off TikTok because they're less than $10, like the soap, the projector, the shower head. Or you might be like the rest of the world and make your big purchases based off a relationship, a company or a brand that you started to interact with on social media. And this is where your real estate business pages and personal pages are going to come into play. And my favorite one, and this is a test, and if you've ever been to my social media class in person, we talk about this a lot, but my favorite one is that more people are going to go on social media today than will brush their teeth. So in the chat, if you haven't brushed your teeth yet today, I want you to say I, and I know no one's going to man up or woman up and do it. But for real, think about it. When was the last time you were on social media before you brushed your teeth, or you were on social that day and you didn't brush your teeth at all? Right? It is crazy. Twice already, Joan. You are a dentist's dream. They would love you in the dental world. Twice already. And a floss in there, I'm sure too. Crazy stat, right? But more people will go on social media today than will brush their teeth. So let's jump on into this pile of money that is social media. Tip number one, you need to create your own social media hashtag to use on all of your social media and even all of your print media and everything else that you do. You need to create one. If any of you have one, I'd love you to type it in the chat. I'm going to give you some examples if you don't, but if any of you have your own hashtag, I'd love to see it. Throw it in the chat. If you don't, homework step number one is to create your own hashtag and use it on all your social media. So it might be buy from Rye, right? Because that rhymes. I've had that one forever and it just rhymes. How do you create? You literally just wing it and make one. You just type hashtag and then use it on everything. It might be sell with your names, hashtag sell with Rye. It might be hashtag realtor Rye. It might be something unique. Someone made one for me in the class that I taught this one. I think it was Heather Carter. I don't know if she's on here, but she made one. It was, I had a stupid jacket on that day, like I do normally. And it was Ryan, I think it was hashtag Ryan rocks rad jacket, something like that. That was fun. So if you have one, create one, right? If you don't have one yet, create one. What I want you to think, your own custom hashtag, you're going to build this so that you can group all of your content and drive traffic to it. So every time you make a post on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever it is that you use, YouTube, your website, anytime you create something, you want that hashtag to be either on there, in the caption, in the comments, because if you don't know what a hashtag is, it's essentially a way that content is grouped together and can be searched. So it might even go on all the postcards you send out, your billboard. But you should have your own one that's short, sweet, easy to spell, and catchy, so that anytime someone sees you or thinks about you, they see or think about this hashtag. And if they click on it or touch it on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, it will drive them to all the other content that you've created so they can see all the stuff just because you use that same hashtag. If you don't know this, posts with at least one hashtag get 70% more likes and 392% more comments than the posts with none. So if you're just looking to boost your engagement, add a hashtag, right? Whether it's a custom one or one of the popular ones. If you've never used a hashtag generator before to find the popular ones, you should. You can go on Google and just type in free hashtag generator, and it will bring you to a link where you type in the topic or the idea behind what you're doing. So maybe you type in new listing or $1 million listing or Daytona Beach, and it will provide you with the 30 most relevant hashtags based on what you typed in. And then you'll steal some of those and put them in the post. You can put up to 30 of them on a post and up to 10 of them on a story. So apparently no one has their own hashtag of the 23 people on here because no one typed them in the chat. So that is homework piece number one. And it's also tip number one, create your own hashtag and use it every time you make a post, a piece of content, a piece of print marketing in your email to drive people to all of your sources of content. Okay. Tip number two, I am a part of a real estate nerd group on Facebook. And it's not just a group in Facebook, it's actually powered by Facebook, meaning Facebook reached out and put us all into this group to help teach us more about Facebook, because I've been Facebook marketing for years. And also to help share ideas and tell us what's working, which basically they want us to do exactly what I'm doing now. Go back to you, tell you what to do so that it drives traffic and engagement on Facebook. And over a year ago, when they started really pushing the story feature, they told us, listen, if you just do one story on either Instagram or Facebook every single day, the algorithm is going to boost your engagement up to 70% by just doing at least one. If you don't know what a story is, I'm going to share with you in a second, but Facebook is telling you, right? They're giving us the cheat sheet. They're saying do one a day minimum and watch your engagement soar up to 70%. Those of you that follow me on social know I do them every day. If you're not following me already, I'm going to give you all my contact information at the end where you can do that. But you can use mine to get ideas or to steal ideas. It's all good to be able to boost your stuff. So tip number 2 is boost your engagement up to 70% by doing at least one Instagram or Facebook story every single day. If you're not doing these or you have no idea what a story is, here's a little breakdown. A story is a 15-second, it's a 5 to 15-second video that has a 24-hour shelf life. So when you do it, when you create one, from the moment you hit send or the moment that you hit go, it has a 24-hour shelf life. And what I want you to understand is if you have a bad hair day, if your lipstick doesn't look good, if your hair looks silly, if you don't like your outfit or what you said, worst case scenario, it's gone in 24 hours. So everyone needs to just go try one of these. And the first one is going to be your least popular. So might as well just go for it, right? Just send it, do whatever. Over 500 million people are using stories every single day. So if you're not one of them, you're missing out on an opportunity that is huge. They have an 85+% completion rate, meaning people watch these. They'll watch your video, 85% or more of it, they'll actually watch all the way through the video, which is awesome. You can create these on Instagram, which is how I do mine personally. I create them on Instagram, and then I share them to Facebook with a one-click option that Instagram has. I like creating the content on Instagram because the share is seamless. In my opinion, it's easier to make on Instagram. I just like the placement of things, and I have small hands, and I guess where the buttons are just seems to make sense. And it solves the age-old question. This is the biggest question in marketing that people have been trying to figure out since marketing came around. How do I create one piece of marketing that gets out to many people, that takes me back to one-on-one relationships? And stories is the first thing that has successfully done that. And that is why I love stories, because what it does is you create one piece of content anywhere between 5 and 15 seconds long. You blast it out to many, meaning anyone on your friends list or that's following you sees it. And then if they comment, respond, click on any of the buttons, interact in any way, it goes right back to your direct messages. So now you get to have a one-on-one conversation again. So it solves one to many to one. So if you're not doing it, you need to. The bigger picture on the screen is what a finished story looks like with all of the what's called stickers, all of the options. If you've never done a story, it starts out as the bottom right image, which is just a picture of the beach right by my house. And that is the blank picture, right? That's the blank canvas. Then if you go up, the screenshot above that is a screenshot of all of the what's called stickers. I can add a location. I can mention a friend. I could put a hashtag. I could do a donation, add a GIF or a GIF if you like peanut butter. I can add music. I could put the date on there. I could add a poll. I could ask people questions. I could do a countdown, a quiz, the little heart emoji slider thing. I could add the temperature. And if you look on my big one, the example of my story, I have all those things on there just to show you what it looks like. When you hit send to, it's going to share to your Instagram and your Facebook and all of your friends. Any of them that use stories have the option to see this. And if they click on anything on the screen, if they try to message you or interact with you, it goes right into your direct messages. So this is a great way to go from one to many to one. In my opinion, this is the best thing that social media has created since ads. Because it is the most efficient. And if you're good at it, it takes less than 15 seconds to create. And for me, on a normal story, I'll get 300, 400, 500 people that are seeing it, engaging with it, interacting with it. And people always ask, oh my God, how do you have so much time to do that? Truthfully, on a normal day, I'll do 3 or 4 stories. and my total time spent will be between 45 seconds and a minute combined. So for a minute a day, there are times when I get to connect with 1,000 people for a minute worth of work, which there's really not much else you can do that's doing that. So if you're not doing a story a day, you're definitely missing out. All right, number 3, enable LinkedIn job notifications. Hang on. Awesome. So I have a fire alarm about to go off in the hotel that I'm in. So I'm just warning you guys, if it gets loud, I'm sorry. It is on. Oh my God, it's only a test, they said. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. All right, so number 3, tip number 3 is enable LinkedIn. Come on, enable LinkedIn job notifications to find the leads before they know they are the lead. So if you've ever been to any of my LinkedIn classes, I talk about this in depth, and I want you to just understand how valuable this strategy is, okay? LinkedIn, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's pretty or clunky or whatever you think, I don't necessarily care, but I just want you to understand the value on LinkedIn is in this job notification, especially for realtors, especially for lenders, right? There's a ton of opportunity here. And here's why, because every day, personally, I do mine in an email, but I wanted to show you a better screenshot. You get something that looks like this, that says all within the last week, all these people in my friends list, all these things happened, right? So I get a notification every single morning via email that says, hey, 5 of your friends changed jobs yesterday. Reach out to them here, congratulate them here, connect with them here. And there's a ton of value coming with this, because what happens is when people change jobs or they change careers, they change 3 things. They change their ride, right? Their car. They change their lifestyle. So what they're doing every day, where they eat, where they shop. And then third, not in the most logical order, but this is the order that they do it in. They then look to change their living situation. And any of you that know anything about DTI, debt to income, know that if they buy a new car and then they go finance a Rolex, guess what? They ain't moving, right? Because they've added more debt than they've added income. So now they ain't moving. So your job is to use these LinkedIn job notifications as a way to get ahead of the curve and catch them as a lead before they know that they're a lead. If someone you see changes their job, we want to reach out, congratulate them and say, hey, tell me about it, and let them tell you about it, right? And then ask, what are your living plans now for 2022? Or do you have any plans to move now that you got this great situation? And get ahead of them. To me, a job change is a social cue that a move is coming, right? Or that they're starting to think about it.
All occupants go to the nearest stairwell exit and walk down to your assigned re-entry floor or main lobby. Do not use the elevators. Walk to the nearest stairwell.
If you're missing out on this one, I think you're really missing out on one of the huge values of LinkedIn. Sorry, guys, obviously not planned. They said this is a test, so hopefully this is going to be over in a second.
An emergency has been recorded.
Great.
All occupants go to the
So make
nearest
sure
stairwell
that you are
exit and walk
using
down to your
LinkedIn
assigned re-entry floor
job
or main lobby.
notifications,
Do not use
and you're
the
setting
elevators.
yourself up this
Walk to the
notification.
nearest
If you
stairwell.
look on my screen on the left side, you're going to see where it says view settings, and you have the ability to view the settings and set up how you want your notifications. So you can do it via email.
Attention, please.
You can do it via the app. You can do it via the little bell, but I want you to make sure that you are using the LinkedIn job notifications. Number 4, we're going to create a Facebook group ASAP. So if you don't already have a Facebook group, this is something that you want to get created as soon as humanly possible. Couple options. You can create one for your database. So your group might be Ryan's database. Your group might be the local area. So all the people that live where you live might be all the people in a certain niche. So when you think about a niche, maybe it's going to be the surfers of Daytona Beach, or the bikers of Daytona Beach, or the Daytona 500 goers of Volusia County, or the local knitting club, whatever it might be. You want to create a Facebook group that you own. I'm not talking about joining a Facebook group. I'm talking about actually creating a Facebook group that you own. So you should make at least one, either for your database, for the local area, or for a local niche. Okay. The good things about a Facebook group are that you are the curator, right? If you create the group, it doesn't matter who else comes in, what the other content is, because you're the curator. You do not have to allow things that you don't want to be seen or heard, or people in the group that you don't want in the group. You get to curate that and create and work it, which is awesome. The size of the membership of your group is going to be directly correlated to the amount of value that you provide to that group. So if you make a database group and you're consistently adding value, your membership is going to grow because other people in the group are going to mention, hey, you should join this group because they do X, Y, and Z, right? I have a Facebook group for all of my coaching people and all people that have came to my classes in the past, which I'll give you at the end. And if you're not already a member of, you'll see that group grows pretty rapidly because we're always doing classes and trainings and giveaways and all this fun stuff. So think whenever you own the group, it's unique because you actually get to own the group instead of just being a member of somebody else's. The good news is that with any group, it's going to be highly accurate because the people that actually do this, right, that create the group or the people that agree to be in the group fit in the criteria. So if you're doing a group that's all the surfers of Daytona Beach, someone that's not a surfer living around Daytona Beach just isn't going to join that group. So you know it's going to be highly accurate. It's going to be highly efficient because anyone that joins the group is going to get one method of communication from you. So you can go on once a day, make one post, and it's going to hit the whole group. There's not a lot of things you can do that's going to hit an entire group of very accurately put together people in one way. So definitely very, very valuable. Then, of course, it's very cost effective. When we talk about the money, there really is none, right? Facebook is free. Your Facebook group is free. It costs you nothing to build, maintain, and curate this group. You might add value to the group or offer deals or incentives or spend money. However, the good news is that you are the curator. It's going to be highly accurate, highly efficient, and cost effective. How many people in the chat type yes if you own a Facebook group or you have your own Facebook group? Not if you're a member. Type yes in the chat if you have a Facebook group. Type no if you don't. Type yes in the chat if you have your own Facebook group. Type no in the chat if you do not. All right, so that's going to be a piece of homework today. All right, a lot of no's, a lot of no's. All right, hopefully today when you guys leave, outside of wanting to rip every fire alarm off the wall anywhere you ever go, you go home and you create a Facebook group. All right, let's talk about number 5. Number 5 is going to be Pinterest. We're not going to spend a ton of time on Pinterest, but it is one of those things that is just being unused by real estate agents. It's not getting touched, and anything that's not getting touched means there's a lot of opportunity. So think about posting one visually appealing Pinterest pin every single day. Pinterest is not just for the arts and crafts and the recipes and the workouts. I know a lot of us think that, but I want you to realize 81% of the audience on Pinterest are the decision makers. They're the women, right? And guys, if you've ever tried to buy a house, it's the girlfriend or the wife or the spouse or the significant other that's making the decision. And if you're in a relationship, you already know what I'm talking about, right? So 81% of the audience on Pinterest are women. So we know they are the decision makers, which is really valuable. You want to make sure that you're tying your pins to a website, a blog, a landing page, whatever it might be that you guys are working with. You're going to tie your pins back to that. So when they get captured on Pinterest, they're then going to go to your website. They're going to go to your blog, your link, whatever it might be. The goal for Pinterest is it needs to be beautiful, right? It needs to look nice first and or be educational. So Pinterest is very visual. It's like Instagram, where people are going to look at that and they're going to click on things based solely on looks. And then the quality of the content is going to come into play. So if we know it needs to be visually good looking, we can create something on something like Canva, or maybe any CRM or marketing platform that you're using that's going to be visually beautiful and educational. And if we want Pinterest to work for us, we want to create a minimum of 15 boards on our business account. So one board might be a town, right? You might have all the good things to do in town. You might have all the things to do with food. You might have the best restaurants in a certain area. We want to have different boards showing that we're local experts. Then we want to have boards that teach people how to do things, how to buy a house with no money down, how to buy a house with a VA loan, how to buy a house with low credit, how to have a condo on the beach for under $2,000 a month. Lots of different options with boards. Just so everyone knows, I'm going to repeat this class Monday at 12 o'clock for your market because I know this fire alarm is obnoxious. So I'm going to type that in the chat. I'm going to keep going, but just so you know, Monday at 12, I will repeat this. And Cindy Weinberg will have the link for you guys tomorrow. Tip number 6, you need to create an Instagram bio using Linktree. If you don't know what Linktree is, I'm going to show a picture of it in a second. But we need to create an Instagram bio with Linktree. Oh my God, we're free. Thank God. Whew. All right, number 6, we're going to create an Instagram bio using Linktree. If you've never heard of Linktree, it's essentially a digital phone tree. It's something that allows you to drive traffic to a lot of different places. If you're not familiar with Instagram, you're only ever allowed to have one link in your bio, but Linktree solves that problem. And I'm going to show you some examples here in a minute. With your bio, you want to tell a story, right? You want to create a contact button. You want to put in your hashtag from the number 1 tip that we talked about in your bio. But most importantly, you want to take advantage of Linktree. So if you just Google Linktree, it looks like the picture on the bottom right, the little purple logo. And there's a free version and a paid version. The free version allows you to do a couple links. The paid version, you can go crazy. But if you look left to right now across the top, you're going to see the left is what Instagram bio looks like on a phone. And if you see about halfway down, it says Linktree.Palm Beach Living Homes. And if you look at the picture in the middle, that's what it looks like on a computer if you go to Instagram on a computer. But either way, what it does is it pops up these green boxes that you see on the right and drives traffic for you. So if you've ever seen someone do a picture, a video, a story, and they say link in bio, when someone clicks on that link, it'll pop up this tree. And if you look at, these are my friends, Vinny and Melissa Borriello. If you look at their link tree, it will show where things will be driven, right? So if you were looking for their home search website, it would be the top one. If you're looking for home value calculator, meaning to find out the value of your home, you'd click that one. If you're looking for their Instagram page, their Facebook page, their YouTube channel, you'd pick those. If you're looking for a commercial property, second to last, and if you're looking for their app, you'd click the bottom one. So this is an example of Linktree. Buyers, sellers, investors, commercial people, they all might come on and find that bio. But if you only have one bio to drive them to one generic place, you're going to miss out on a lot of lead capture. If you're using this thing like Linktree, you have the ability to drive the traffic where you want it to go. So you actually can be successful with a LinkedIn bio. Make sure your bio tells your story. It has a contact button. It has your hashtag if you created one when we talked about it earlier. But make sure that you are taking advantage of Linktree because it's a great traffic driver for Instagram. Number 7, tip number 7, use Facebook or Instagram Live. I don't care which one, but use it at least once a week from a listing, a showing, an open house, anything. But I need you to get in the habit of using it once a week. Facebook in our little nerd group also tells us that they're spending money, they're spending time on a couple of things. And live is the biggest one. They want to reward the people that are going live as much as possible. And if you don't know why, it's because Facebook Live and Instagram Live keep people on their platform for the longest period of time. And if you know anything about Facebook or Instagram, they want people on their platform for as long as possible because that means they get to sell more ads. So anything that they can do to keep you there longer is going to help them sell more ads. So they're obviously going to enjoy that. So they want you using Facebook or Instagram Live as much as you can. And if they're spending money and driving people to that, that's where you want to be, right? Because you're getting in on the ground floor of that. So low cost of production, right? It's 100% free. You don't need to spend any money to do this. It's the most unique content with the highest level of engagement. If you've ever watched a Facebook Live or an Instagram Live, and you type or you hit the heart button, guess what? It rains down hearts all over the screen for not only the viewers, but for the presenters as well. If you hit the thumbs up or the happy face or the mad face or whatever you hit, the interaction is really high, which is good. And the engagement can be great because let's say you're holding your phone up, right? And you're doing a live and you're walking around doing something like this. And as you go through that, maybe you view the master bathroom, right? You say, hey, here's the master bathroom. And someone says, hey, check me. Can you go back? I want to see what that tub looks like or how deep it is or what's behind it or where the shower is. You can just turn around and go back there, right? If you have a listing video that's pre-edited and shot, you can't go back, right? You can rewind the video, but you can't zoom in. You can't get a different angle. You can do that. You can engage, you can interact on Facebook Live, which is awesome. And it helps you fuel that fire for the algorithm. They reward the people that are doing Facebook Live and Instagram Live consistently because they know it helps people stay on the platform. And right now, less than 1% of accounts on either platform are using this consistently. To me, that means, holy crap, there's an opportunity for growth here. So if you look on the left, that's what a Facebook Live looks like. If you look on the right, that's what an Instagram Live looks like. What I love about both of these is before you do it, you can see how many people might see it. So if you look on my left one, at the time that I was about to start this, Melanie and 328 of my friends on Facebook were online and my live was going to blast out to them. If you look when I did the Instagram one, it was probably early in the morning, 12 of my followers were actually on Instagram. So I would want to do it on Facebook at that time, right? When there's that many people on at one time, that gives me a great opportunity to be seen. So we want to take advantage of that. So make sure if you're not doing live already, I want you to get out there and do live. How many people have ever done Facebook Live? Type yes in the chat if you've ever done a Facebook Live. Type no in the chat if you haven't. And thank you guys for hanging on through this fun fire alarm. Glad it's over. A couple of yeses. Wow, more than I expected. You guys are destroying the numbers, the whole 1% thing. Good work. A lot of yeses. Awesome. How about consistently? When I say consistently, I mean at least once a week. Let's start a new string of answers. How many people are doing Facebook Live consistently? One a week. All right, here come the no's. No. Okay. That's what I thought. So there's your point, right? Half the room has done one, at least one. None of the room is doing one consistently. So add this into your strategy consistently. And it could be simple, right? If I go back just to the title slide, it could just be from a listing, a showing, or an open house. So if you're doing an open house Sunday at 1, get there at 12:45, do a 15-minute live, and you're already there. It doesn't take any extra time out of your day because you're there. If you have a buyer showing at 3 o'clock, get there at 2:45, show the property to Facebook Live first, and then show it to your buyer. Right? Or anytime you have a way to tie it in, you want to do that. Facebook is going to reward you. You're going to boost higher up in the algorithm. You're going to be seen more. You're going to get more engagement. And all of those things are positives. All right, number 8, create one local expert style video per week. And I'm going to talk to you about what I mean by that. But YouTube's algorithm is designed to reward people that post once a week, same day, same time, every week. Right. So I think back to when I was watching TV shows before DVR, before Netflix, before streaming. And I know my favorite show was Sons of Anarchy. And every Tuesday at 10 o'clock, if I was not in front of the screen to watch Sons, I missed out. Right. And I might be able to catch it the hour before the next week at 9. But if I missed out on both of those, I'm in trouble. Right. I don't get to catch it. And YouTube wanted to take this strategy and make you come back to YouTube for must-watch content at a certain time. So they reward the people that do this. So what you want to do is get in the habit of creating one local expert style YouTube video per week. And it could be a couple minutes. It needs to go out again, same day, same time, every single week. We want it to be hyper local. And what I mean by that is the video is not how to buy a house in Florida. It's how to buy a house in Daytona Beach with no money down. It's how to live in the river district of wherever you are. It's how to live in the arts or the downtown district. It's how to get a condo on the beach for under $2,000 a month. It's the top 5 slices of pizza in Daytona Beach. It's the top 10 sushi restaurants in Volusia County. Whatever it is, we're talking hyper local here. We want to go as small as possible. Small helps us build big. All the videos you want to have subtitles. If you didn't know this, more than half of YouTube videos are watched without sound. And usually that's because people are watching them at work or in bed and they don't want someone to know that they're on YouTube. So they're sitting there in front of their boss, hiding it behind the water bottle or something like that. Right. So you want to create these with subtitles, and YouTube actually now has a feature that they'll help you do that. The how-to videos are valuable on YouTube. If you're looking for topics or content, I know I just kind of rambled some of them off, but I always want you to think how-to videos. These are the most successful videos on YouTube. So how to, again, buy a house in Daytona Beach with no money down, how to improve your credit fast enough to buy something in 6 months, how to stop renting, how to get out of your parents' house, whatever it might be, it doesn't matter. Just think of how-tos. And if you can think how-to as a thing for real estate, it's a great video. Also, why you should move to Daytona Beach. Top 10 reasons. 1, we have the 500. 2, we have bike week. 3, we have cheap hotels on the beach. 4, I don't know, do you have good food? If you have good food. 5, we have good shopping. 6, we have a Wawa. 7, we have those fun indoor karting places. Whatever it is, the why you should buy here, why you should move, why you should buy now, why you should sell now, whatever it might be. These are always good YouTube topics. But again, I can't stress enough, same day, same time every week. And there's a feature on YouTube called Premiere, where even if you create the videos at different times, at different days, you can schedule them to release at the same time, the same day, every week. Tip number 9, use the events page on Facebook to your advantage. How many people use the events page on Facebook every time they do an event? Type yes or no in the chat. How many people use the events tab on Facebook? If you're not, again, huge opportunity. People go to this tab to find what they're going to do this weekend, or to find what they're going to do today, or to look for something to do tomorrow or next weekend or next month. And if you're not using this, you're missing out on free traffic that you wouldn't get otherwise. If you've never seen the events tab, on the very top of Facebook, if you're on the computer, it's on the bottom of the phone. It's the one that looks like the little calendar with the star thing on it that I have highlighted on the top right of the screen. And if you've never done it, this is kind of what happens or what comes up, right? So I just did this and just showed you my real one, where you can see all the things that are coming up. So these are the 6 events that they think I'm most likely to show up at. Cars and Coffee, correct. The Juno Beach Craft Festival, probably not, but who knows? Something with Dogs by the Beach, yep. Taco Tuesday, yep. Sunday Fun Day, probably not. And the Lake Worth Beach Bonfire, probably not. It will also show you your upcoming events. So what you need to get in the habit of is using this event page to create one for anything you do. If you're doing an open house event, should be on there. If you're doing a home buyer seminar, should be on there. If you're doing a client appreciation, should be on there. If you're renting out the park to build relationships in the neighborhood or in the community, it should be on there. If you're doing mimosas and muffins at your neighborhood pool, should be on there, right? Anything that you're doing that you're trying to attract a group of people for real estate should be on there. Or if it's a niche, right? Cars and Coffee. If you've never been to a Cars and Coffee in your area, it's an awesome event, should be on there. If you are using that to drive traffic for real estate, even if it's something else, right? If it's a car event, it doesn't mean we can't build our real estate database. And you want to build your schedule around your own events or their events. So if you know there's an event that someone else has done the work for and put bodies at, guess what? Leverage that work that's done by others and go to that event or sponsor it, right? I don't want to do the work to put on Cars and Coffee because they get 5,000 people together once a month, which just doesn't sound like fun to put together to me. But guess what? For $150 or $100, I could be a sponsor at that event and go and build my schedule around that and leverage all the work that all the guys and gals that put that together did and get the benefits of the attendance, right? So if you don't have events yourself or you don't want to put them on yourself, I don't blame you. Events are stressful as all heck. We do them 6 days a week, so I know how stressful it is. Use somebody else's attendance or events as leverage and just sponsor it or chip in or help and use that as leverage. There seriously is something for someone every single day. If you go on Facebook and look at events and you can't find something to do this weekend, you have some other problems, right? There is something to do for every single kind of person every single day. And you should seriously just jump on that because it's a huge leverage piece that Facebook does the work, puts people and puts bodies in an area for you that you don't have to do any work for. So if you don't want to create yourself, use the Facebook event page as leverage. Number 10, and then we'll do a summary and then I will stay for questions because I know the fire alarm cut off 2 or 3 of them. Number 10, use the lead generation category in Facebook and Instagram ads to create a list ad. If you've never done a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad, I'm just going to teach you the simplest one to do. There's a million different ways to do it. And if you didn't know this, there's actually 11 different methods of advertising on Facebook and Instagram, and it can get confusing as all heck. The white box in the middle is the 11 different styles of ads. And this could be a class that we teach over the course of a week, and we're going to do it in 3 minutes here. So I just want you to understand the left column, awareness, brand awareness and reach. These are top of the funnel cold strategies that are never going to generate you leads. It's going to get you some brand recognition or get some eyeballs on your stuff, but it is never going to get you any leads. The right one, all the way on the right, the conversions, the top one, you need at least 1,000 leads in your system for this one to even work. Number 2, catalog sales. We don't have anything to sell like a catalog, so that's not going to work. And store traffic, if you're not in like a trendy downtown area, people don't really walk into real estate offices anymore unless you're in a high traffic area. And if you're running the ad to drive traffic, but you're not the realtor sitting there, you're not on floor time or desk duty or whatever you call it, you're missing out on the benefits. So you don't really want to use that column. The middle column is where the money's at, consideration. And if you guys want an ads class, we can add one, we can place one in, I don't know, next month or next year or somewhere. But consideration, the middle one, this is where the money is made on social media ads. If you see at the top, do not boost, right? Boosting is a donation. But if we look in the consideration section there in the middle, these are the strategies that actually get you leads. Traffic. This is driving traffic somewhere to a website, a landing page, a squeeze page. Engagement. This is when you make a post and you want people to comment. You want it to be seen so people engage. App installs. If your company provides you with some sort of a search app, or you have some sort of a search app, wherever you're getting it from, we would use the app installs. Video views. If you have a great video with an awesome call to action, this is going to get your video seen by more people and drive more people to it. Lead generation and messages. These are the 2 good ones at the bottom. These are the ones where you actually get names, phone numbers, Facebook accounts of people that we can generate leads. And I posted these 3 pictures because these are the 3 pictures that were the most successful ads for me on Facebook in like the last 10 years. The left one was just a renovation project that I had done that I ran to all different markets. I happened to run it when it was very cold in other markets and said something along the lines of sick of the snow, get this view or buy this kitchen for under 175 grand or something like that. The one on the right, I actually did a payment ad. And I said, you could own the house that this kitchen is in for under $1,750 a month, right? That's the whole car advertising strategy, which works really well. If you've ever driven by, I don't know, BMW, right? You never see them say, hey, come buy an M3. It's $90,000 because nobody has $90,000, right? They say 2,500 down and 575 a month, and you can drive away off the lot in an M3. And a lot of people do that. I want you to think that same way for advertising when you're doing houses. When you say this house is only 275,000, most people don't think that way. And they think, oh my God, I don't have 275,000. But if you say, move into this kitchen or own the house that this kitchen is in for only $1,750 a month, it's a great capture. And the best ad I ever ran was this stock image of the dog in the pool from Facebook. And the ad copy said, dive into Wellington pool homes under a certain price point. At the time, this is a couple of years back, but at the time, I think it was like under 400,000, where all the pool homes that were in Wellington, Florida, there was only like 10 or 11 of them that were under 400,000. So you're touching on the bottom of the market with a visually appealing ad. And who doesn't like dogs in the pool, right? That was the best ad I ever ran. And we were generating leads under $2 a lead for buyer leads, which is good. So I want you to think about using the lead generation strategy with ads to generate leads. The good news here is I'm not trying to make anybody spend a bunch of money. If you've been around Facebook for a while, or as long as I have, you'll know that they used to require you to spend $100 a day to advertise. Then it went down to 50. Then it went to 25, 20, 10, 5, and now it's $1. You can advertise on Facebook for as little as $1 per day. You're most likely not going to have good results for $1 a day. I'll just tell you that. But for $5 a day, you will have some results. And when you look at it that way, it's pretty cheap. So this is a great option. So in summary, and again, I will stay because I know that fire alarm thing was obnoxious and we have some time. But in summary, tip number 1, and I want you to think, because I'm going to ask you all to type in the chat which one is going to be yours. And I don't want any of you to type all of them. I don't want you to write numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, right? I want you to pick the one that you were going to put into action. So in summary, tip number 1, create your own social media hashtag to use on all of your marketing. Tip number 2, boost your engagement up to 70% by doing at least one Instagram or Facebook story every single day. Tip number 3, enable LinkedIn job notifications to find leads before they even know that they are leads. Tip number 4, create your own Facebook group ASAP, not join one. I want you to actually create your own Facebook group ASAP. Tip number 5, post one visually appealing Pinterest pin every single day. Tip number 6, create an Instagram bio using Linktree to drive people to other places. Number 7, use Facebook or Instagram Live at least once a week from a listing or a showing or an open house or wherever you want. Number 8, create one local expert style YouTube video per week. Tip number 9, use the events page on Facebook to your advantage. Actually use it, create it, work off of it. And tip number 10, use the lead generation ad category for Facebook and Instagram to create a list ad. So type in the chat, which one is yours? Jamie said hashtag. Cindy said Facebook or Instagram Live. Ashlyn said boost your engagement every day by using a story. Linda said create a hashtag. Good. A couple of you answered. Good. The rest of you, I want to know what you got. 2 things, guys. One, actually, both of them tied to an apology for that fire alarm. I'm in a hotel here and had no idea that was going to happen, so I apologize. If you want to learn more about any of these topics, Friday in person, I am doing an event 9 to 12. That's all about social media. And next Monday at 12 o'clock, so 1 week from yesterday, 6 days from today, Monday at 12 o'clock, I will do this same presentation on Zoom to kind of make up for this one being crappy in the middle. So I apologize for that. But if you want to hear it again, or if you want to get back in front of it, you can definitely come back and do that. Carrie, thank you as always for the slides. Again, looking awesome. Until next time, if you need me, here's my contact information and my Facebook group. If you're not already in the private Facebook group, please join in. What I'd like to do is hear from the rest of you and hear any questions, since I know we got choppy there with the noise. So if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat or just come on. Or if you want to talk about your strategy that you're going to do, feel free to share. If not, we're going to take a little break. And at 3 o'clock, Mark is going to share all the Realtor family websites that you guys have access to through the MLS, through your membership, through your dues, all that fun stuff. So hang tight for Mark at 3 o'clock if you are ready to learn about that. And if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. I will answer and do my best. And if we have not connected yet, connect with me on email, Facebook, Instagram, or my private Facebook group. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for having me. And I apologize again for the obnoxious fire alarm.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. If anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out directly, and he'll be answering those questions for you. We will take a short break, and we'll be back to start with the Realtor family websites. There is a number of things I'm going to show you on that dovetail exactly into some of the fantastic tips that Ryan shared with you today in terms of where to go get free content. I'll show you one site to be able to pull a lot of content down to do a newsletter. That's one of the biggest questions I get, questions that I get all the time. So anybody else have any questions for Ryan?
Thank you, Ryan.
No problem. Thanks for being on, guys.
Okay, I think you've got something to share or in the chat.
Yep. And anybody else has anything, throw them in. So Ashlyn said, not something you went over, but if you make a post, not story on Instagram, can we just share to Facebook as well? Or is it better for the algorithm to post it on Facebook separately? You can absolutely share it. And it is better to go from Instagram to Facebook than Facebook to Instagram because the way the formatting is and the way it kind of ends up looking. So absolutely can share. You can share posts from Insta to Facebook, stories from Instagram to Facebook, and you can kind of build off of those. Anybody else, any questions before we take a break? All right, gang. Thanks all for being on.
Thanks again, Ryan. Let's give them all a virtual round of applause. And we are going to pause the recording, and we'll be back at 3 o'clock, a little bit before that, and go into the Realtor family websites. Thanks again, Ryan.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me, Mark.